Hi, boys and girls. This is Ms. Kathy. I'm so happy you've joined me today for another story just for you. Do you ever feel left out, like your friends want to be with someone else instead of you? What if you really needed those friends to help you solve a mystery? Chris and Maria discover an old safe in their grandparents' basement, but no one knows the combination. Who gave them money to build the cross above Mill Valley? Chris and Maria think the answer is inside the old safe. As they follow the clues, Chris learns some important lessons about friendship and jealousy, and about being a Christian. Chapter 2. The Missing Combination. Who's great-grandpa? Yo-Yo sputtered with soup in her mouth. Who's great-grandpa? Grandma gently wiped Yo-Yo's mouth. When you've finished your supper, Yo-Yo, I'll show you some pictures of great-grandpa Archer. Grandma looked at Chris and Maria. I've looked through all your great-grandpa's things, all his papers. I didn't see anything that might be a combination, Grandma said. Chris and Maria sighed, feeling let down. Chris felt sure there was something valuable inside that old safe. Maybe great-grandpa put some money in there, or gold or something, he said. Grandma shook her head. If I thought there was anything of value in that old safe, I would have had it opened years ago. But if you kids would like to look for the combination, those boxes sitting beside the safe have a lot of your great-grandpa's things in them. Chris's eyes lighted up. Can we look? Grandma smiled. Yes, you may, but only after you eat. Yo-Yo and I will go into the living room and look at the photo album while you're looking for clues. Chris cleaned up his bowl of soup in a flash. Maria was right behind him when he headed for the door leading downstairs. Grandma had mentioned the word clues. He and Maria would be looking for clues, just like real detectives. Wait, Maria said, maybe we should get a flashlight. Remember, that light bulb over the safe has burned out. Good idea, Chris agreed. When they returned, Maria pulled the safe's blanket all the way off while Chris uncovered the boxes Grandma had said held some of Great-Grandpa's things. I feel weird looking at these things, Maria said when she knelt down to look in the boxes with Chris. Great-Grandpa died a long time ago. He never even knew us. Chris nodded solemnly. I wish I could have known him. Mom says he wrote lots of important books. He examined an old camera and set it on the floor beside him. Then he picked out an old pair of glasses. The metal was tarnished, and one of the earpieces was loose. Look at these old things. Do you suppose Great-Grandpa Archer used these when he wrote? Chris handed the glasses to Maria, and she turned them over in her hands again and again. I think he did, Maria said. You know what? I feel like I know Great-Grandpa better already. Here's an old dictionary. Chris held up a book with the cover about ready to fall off. What's this? Maria said excitedly, pulling out some pictures held together with a rubber band. The rubber band was so old and brittle it broke when she tried to take it off. Time had even made the pictures a little bit yellow and faded. Scooting around next to Maria, Chris looked at the pictures with her. I think he looked better without a beard than with one, Maria said. Let me see, Chris muttered. He flipped through the pictures. I don't see anywhere where he's not wearing a beard. Not in any of those, but I saw a picture of him somewhere, and he wasn't wearing a beard in it, Maria stated. Chris looked at his sister suspiciously. He had never seen such a picture. Where did you see a picture like that? Maria shrugged. I don't remember. I must have seen it when I was real little. Oh, well, it doesn't matter, I guess. Chris pulled some more items out of the box. He found a big round cookie tin with a lid on it. Jiggling it, he discovered something rattling around inside. After prying at the lid for several seconds, he finally got it off. What'd you find? Maria asked. Chris stared inside the tin without speaking. Wow, look at this. I know I've seen this somewhere before. He held up a wooden figurine that stood about 10 inches tall and was drawing an arrow. It just looks like some old Indian shooting an arrow, Maria said. We're supposed to be looking for the combination to the safe, remember? It's not an Indian, Chris stated. I think it's a soldier, like those guys hundreds of years ago in England. See, he's wearing mail armor. Maria shrugged. I don't care. Suddenly, a huge shadow fell across Maria and Chris and the safe. Neither Grandma nor Yo-Yo would cast a shadow that big, Chris thought. He couldn't make himself turn to see who it was. He noticed that Maria's eyes were big and round as if she had just seen a ghost. What are you two doing down here? A big voice boomed. Chris had heard that voice before, every weekend, as a matter of fact. He spun around and looked up. Whew! What are you doing down here, Pastor Hill? Your grandmother said you were down here going through some things. I thought I would come down and say hi before I left. I just dropped by to tell her that the city of Mill Valley is planning a 50th anniversary celebration this Easter weekend to commemorate the building of the cross that stands on the hill above town. I didn't know that cross was so old, Maria said. Neither did I, Chris added. Pastor Hill knelt down. To tell you the truth, neither did I until the mayor called me about the celebration. It's a great idea, but no one seems to know who donated it. One thing the mayor wanted to do is have a special award for the person who donated the money to build the cross. Be sure and tell your parents about it too, he said. When Pastor Hill left, Maria turned slowly back to Chris. Her eyes were sparkling, but her face was almost white. She was excited and worried at the same time. Chris, I think I know who donated the money to build the cross. I think it was Great-Grandpa Archer.
The story you have heard today is a chapter of the Shoebox Kids, Book 4, The Missing Combination Mystery, written by Eric Stoffel, edited and created by Jerry D. Thomas, and used with permission from the Pacific Press Publishing Association. If you're interested in any other books published by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, please visit AdventistBookCenter.com or call 1-800-765-6955.
This podcast is a production of the Carolina Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.